The 61st season of the Commission of the Status of Women took place this year again in spring at the United Nations headquarters. During 2 weeks, women and men from all over the world came to the United Nations to participate in high-level conferences and briefings. The priority theme this year was women's economic empowerment in a changing world of work. ATOP Meaningful World held an important parallel symposium transforming violence towards women in a workplace, empowering both men and women at the United Church Center. Ms. Daphne Valeri, Meaningful World's United Nations representative, welcomed the audience and introduced Irene Tananyan, Meaningful World Outreach Coordinator, who guided the participants through a warm and healing meditative moment of silence. Dr. Annie Kalajian, Chair, Founder, and President of Meaningful World, shared a wonderful poem she had written called Let Love Transform You.
Let love fill your heart, opening your heart and letting it blossom like a little budding flower. Let love help you mature to a full aromatic rose. Love is the most essential feeling. Let it fill your heart, your soul, your spirit, your body. Love is the most noble deed. Let it work endlessly through you.
The audience was treated to a beautiful performance by Peter Jam, a global rights activist and musician, accompanied by Leah Alonso.
If you want hope, hope is what we need. Have to keep the faith, to get what you need.
Dr. Kalajian also shared a letter from previous Secretary General Ban Ki-moon acknowledging the important work Meaningful World is doing.
The United Nations and Meaningful World share the belief that when one helps another, both become stronger. So we were very honored to hear this from Ban Ki-moon's mouth. The world has made great progress over the past 40 years by establishing global rules to enhance the protection of civilians and ensure that perpetrators of violations are brought to justice.
Deborah Olatun, United Nations intern, shared Meaningful World's project for transforming violence around the world. Since 1990, Meaningful World has gone on global humanitarian missions in over 45 countries. Michelle Arbet, Meaningful World's Graduate Fellowship Coordinator, announced the launch of a new exciting International Psychology Fellowship program. The purpose of the fellowship is to provide fellows with academic and experiential experience in international psychology. Joy Lynn Olegarbs, Director of Huru International, held a presentation on the work Huru International is doing to support women and girls in a workplace. Huru International is an organization that supplies girls with reusable sanitary pads in Kenya.
We began in Kenya in 2008, working to help girls and young women living in poverty succeed through access to education and critical life skills for health, hygiene, and self-development. To date, we have reached over 140,000 girls with the tools necessary to stay in school and to achieve her academic, career, and life goals. We have visited more than 1,000 schools in developing nations, and in addition to the Hoover Kit recipients, over 200,000 boys and girls have attended Huru's educational sessions. More than 200,000 family members have received HIV prevention information, and our community events have provided even thousands more with HIV testing, cervical cancer screening, and family planning services. Hoover International's programming is comprehensive, working with boys, girls, women, families, and the broader community to provide clear and accurate information on menstrual health and menstrual hygiene management, all critical steps in creating a gender equitable environment that prioritizes a girl's health and also her education.
Dr. Harold Takushian, professor of Fordham University, discussed an interesting point about transforming inequalities in academia. In his remarks, he remembered his professor, Florence Denmark, who held a remarkable position as a head of psychology department at Pace University as the only woman among men in the 1980s.
Florence Denmark was not only the only woman on the department, but she was the executive officer, the head of the department. What a wonderful school I went to, where the one woman in the department would be the head of it. So I studied with Denmark, and back in 1972, with two other researchers, I developed the feminism survey. This was a brief survey as a psychological scientist to measure precisely how people feel about feminism. It's notable that one of the experts on feminism was here in New York, Betty Friedan, the author of The Feminine Mystique. And Betty Friedan made the point, which is often misunderstood, that women should be entitled to diversity. In other words, women who stay at home and raise children are not losers. But they should have the option to decide whether they want to do that or they want to enter the workplace.
A short film was displayed about Meaningful World's past mission in Armenia. The film comprised of many experiences of individuals who had suffered emotional distress from the violence that occurred in a border with Azerbaijan. Amanda Bradley and Melissa Bogdanas, Meaningful World's United Nations interns, presented on transforming trauma into lessons learned, the 7-step integrative healing model created by Dr. Kalajian. The 7-step integrative healing model was introduced along with Meaningful World's work addressing sustainable development goals, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, decent work, peace, justice and strong institution, and partnerships for the goals.
Hoover International specifically, we provide girls with reusable sanitary pad kits called Huru kits, and Huru means freedom in Swahili. So with these kits, girls have the freedom to stay in school all month long, even while menstruating. And we also do a lot of work with boys, men, families, the broader community to really help create that gender equitable environment that prioritizes a girl's health and also her education.
The symposium ended with traditional heart-to-heart circle of gratitude. Dr. Kalajian led the audience to connect to one another through heart with compassion and love.